Okay, Izin judges then all participants, maybe we can start now. So before we begin, welcome to Genomic and Science Dojo 3.0 Cycle 1. We are welcome to Shinjitsu tournament. Give applause for all participants here. So now I would like to invite for match 35. Please welcome for team D0041 versus team D0015. Where are you? Please come. Get your seat, please. Team? Team 15, the right one, Badis. And team 41, the left one. Link score-nya, okay. Just wait for that. Have you received the link? Okay, but this one, team 41, and for the right one, 15. Okay? Yes. Oh, this one, 15? This is 15? Oh, okay. Oh, enggak, udah. Udah ditukar. It's okay, it's okay. You can go back. Maybe you can refresh. Refresh, yes. Okay, we're just waiting for judges prepare for the scoring. Okay, who will go first? You wanna switch or by agreement? Yes, just switch first. Okay. Okay, so you wanna choose the first one? Okay. So for the first presenter will be team D0041. Please prepare for the PPT first and set the timer for 3 minutes for the first round. Okay, it is yours. Are you ready for team 41? Okay, for team 41, the first round for Shinjitsu tournament, you can start now.
Okay, thank you. We are from group 41, and this is our study. Next. Okay, so I'm starting with the E. coli. This is something that commensal in our human gut, but in fact, that this is also a pathogen that's a major cause of serious infection with high mortality and morbidity. So one of the most important thing is due to the antimicrobial resistance. This is a silent pandemic, and what happened is based on the data, so we can see that beta-lactamase producing bacteria is something that very common, and this antibiotics is usually widely used in the world. So recognizing this, the WHO designed the ESBL producing E. coli as the global EMR indicator across human, animal, and environment. This is One Health approach, and this raises critical question: what is the global landscape of beta-lactamase gene diversity in E. coli across the One Health interface? Next. So to answer the question, we have the study to describe the diversity and global distribution of beta-lactamase genes in E. coli. Next. So we retrieved the data from the NCBI on November 25th with query E. coli isolates with specific inclusion and exclusion criteria, and then we filter the data and categorize into One Health approach. Next. So based on the temporal data, we actually have more than 200,000 data, and then from the temporal, we can see that blood TEM1 is represent the largest share of acquired blood gene events across the everything, the human and then the animal and so the environment. However, we also find two more genes that is very important and progressively become higher and higher in the mid of 2000. It is plus XM, and then after 2010 is BLA-NDM, and it's related to the usage of the carbapenem. Next. And from the data, we can see that most of the genomic and the in CBI, it's commonly from the human. But you can see that there are share of the genes, not only in the human, but also in the environment and animal. And for the blood temp and CTXM, it's accounted approximately 70% of all the genes that we found. So the inclusion, next. The polarized distribution of blood genes across sectors serve a definitive marker of sector-specific antibiotic selection pressure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. On, please prepare for the 6 minutes for debate session.
Yes.
Okay, ready, operator? Okay, so are you ready? Okay, you can start now.
Okay. Thank you, Team 41. I have a question. How about you handle sampling bias and equal global representation in the NCBI data?
Okay, thank you for the question. So actually, we only take all of the samples from that fit with our inclusion criteria, and then we also exclude some of it. And then after that, we will try to find the quality of the data before we analyze it. And this is only descriptive analyzing. So we don't do further statistical analyzing because we only take one time of the data. So this is not part of the surveillance. And then, but we can see from the Sankey diagrams, so there are relation between the genes that we can be found in human and also in animal. And as we know that the gene appear due to the selection pressure of the antibiotics, so it means that we not only have it in human who maybe have lots of antibiotics consumption, but also in the animal and then the environment.
Okay, thank you. So you claims in the front that your data is your conclusion is one health distribution, right? So what? How about the equal of the distribution by the animal, by the human, and the environment? But in the result, you found just 80% in human. It's not equal, right?
Okay, thank you. So we are not telling that this is the one health distribution, but this is one health perspective or one health approach. It means that we not only see from the human side of human, but also in the animal and environment. And why the data mostly come from human? Because the study mostly happen in humans. But in fact, that we can see also in the animal and environment, it will raise an importance to also have the data in larger in animals and environment. So this why that makes sense that we don't have the equal data.
Okay, and your data is from NCBI database, and I think it's the NCBI database. A lot of the developed country will input the resource that in here. Is it biased on another country?
Yes, it is biased because most of the submitted sequence data is come from the developed country like USA, but from the like LMIC country like Indonesia have more little sequence data submitted to NCBI.
But in fact, that we can find those genes not only limited to one country. It means that the distribution we can see the distribution among the countries.
I want to ask about the limitation in this study. What you're planning in this data?
Okay, thank you. We're gonna like future research like we know we conclude that have a distribution from the blood genes diversity, and we can analyze from the future like have essentially have a sequence type like ST1, ST2, ST3, like a identity for the E. coli itself. Maybe we can analyze the MLST. We can find like what if ST2 have more have beta lactam genes or not. maybe we can support the claim the literature data. What's the most ST high clone in E. coli?
ST means sequence type, so we can find which specific bacteria that we from the data.
Okay, time's up. Okay, give applause for this round. Okay, we have finished the first round and we're gonna move to the second round. Sorry. So for now, the score is equal. Okay, let's see the finished score. Okay, for the second round, are you ready for Team 15?
Yeah.
Okay, you can start the round now.
Okay, good morning, judges and all. I'm Gita Arita Saridevi and my co-author Stefan Wahyudi. So we are here with a study in the underutilization of supporting forensic examination in sexual assault cases, implications for evidentiary completeness in medical legal documentation. Next. So from the introduction, the hidden problem in sexual assault evidence often occur without the witnesses. The evidence depends heavily on the medical legal findings. And however, no visible injury it doesn't mean no assault, and morphology alone is insufficient. So, next, from the from in Indonesia, there is a visum et repertum as a legal bridge that require objective confirmation, scientific reliabilities, and without the supporting examinations, evidence become just the interpretation. So the risk here is a weak of legal certainty and reduce the evidentiary strength. Next. And the methods on our study is about the retrospective descriptive study in location in Central Java Hospital in a period of 2024 until 2025 with a sample 28 sexual assault cases and focusing in utilizations of sperm detections and laboratory confirmations. And we are analytic approach with the categories. First one is with supporting examinations that we call the full examinations, and the second one is without that we call a physical examinations. And all of the analysis by the proportional analysis and the identifications of biological evidence gaps. Next. So the result here is supporting forensic examinations were found to be underutilized with a considerable proportion of cases lacking of biological confirmations, such as sperm detections or laboratory-based analysis. You can see in table 2, just 3 from the 5 victims that get the sperm detections from the sperm examinations, and the other 23 just only doing the physical examination. Next. So the forensic examination are underused with the many cases of lacking biological confirmations, example sperm detection and laboratory analysis, and the sperm was detected in just 3/5 samples and in a wide 95% of CI and indicates uncertainty but the highly potential to improve evidence detection. So the implications of here is the sexual assault may occur without the visible injury. Reliance solely on the morphology increase the risk and of conclusive or interpretative medical legal conclusion. Next. So why does it matter? Because it's a fake on judicial accuracy, of victim protections, and legal certainty. And the risk is the weak of case outcome and misinterpretation of evidence. So the gap identified here is the forensic capability. It doesn't mean the is that equal with the forensic practice. So we needed the standardization of supporting examination. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the presentation from Team 15. Now please set the timer for debate session, 6 minutes. Okay, set the timer first, operator. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you can start the debate session now.
Okay, thank you for the explanation. So, could you give us further explanation related to the data taking procedure? How do you get it, and from only from one hospital or something, and the maybe the characteristic of the hospital itself?
Okay, thank you. So we are get the data here by the one hospital and the categories it in the hospital in the national hospital, and then when the victims come to the hospital, we get a medical record here, and then from the medical record we analyze about the what they doing the physical examinations or continue to be the supporting examinations, like we said that before to get the fine sperm detected. And the characteristic here we choose first the one hospital national hospitals, and maybe in the future we will can development all of the hospital in Central Java like that.
Okay, so further question. So, what specific data that you are collected in this study? Because as we can see, it's only very a few data here.
Okay, the specific data we collect here is by the medical record, and by the medical record we analyze about what type of examination they doing, and after that, maybe you can just see 5 sample, but this is not just a little bit issue like that, because we find from the 5 sample, it's interpret that there is 85% that the victims not doing the supporting examinations, but we can say it's the sexual assault if it's confirmed by sperm detection. So to get the sperm detection, the victim must be doing the supporting examinations of sperm examinations like that.
Okay, it's very informative, and I actually want to know what is the current clinical guidelines on the hospital, because if for the specific case like this and it's very sensitive one, I think we have to be very careful when we facing something like this.
Okay, so for the forensic medicines, we have to find to examine the victims with the sexual assault first when they come to the hospital. The first one we do is to examine the victim, and after they examine the victim, we record it in the medical record, and after that we waiting for the SPV or for the policy wants to police letter, sorry, from the police letter to get the examinations for the victim. So after we get the police letter, and we can make the certificate of these victims to say that she is get the sexual assault, or what can we find from all of the examination.
So you cannot do the laboratory exam at the first time.
No, we can do it because the patient cannot pay the examination, the support examination. The forensic medicine only can like physical examination, because patient cannot pay the support examination. The conclusion in this study, we want to support the patient, then government can cover all the fee of examination, like support examination, because this is evident to bring the justice for the patient in the sexual assault case.
Okay, so beside the administrative problems, is there any potential bias that you find as well? Like maybe the characteristic of the patient itself. Do you find something like that?
Okay, also like as a forensic medicines, of the characteristic of the patients when the victims just come to the hospital, we should be examined all by the data chronologies. We need to record that, and after that we doing the physical examinations, and after that when the victims can pay the cost, we continue to the sporting examinations. And I think we cannot say, or we cannot judge it bias, because we always record everything they can say. Is it lie or not? It's not our business. We can just say it, record it, and give it to the police.
Okay, so I think with the potential bias, maybe is there any refusal from the patient as well if
Okay.
you ask whether they want to do the laboratory exam or no?
Okay, so I think in our study it's not called the bias, because if they refuse, if they give the refusal consent like that, we still record that why why they can refusal consent. There is a problem here, and this is our issue that we show, because here the patient's refusal, all of them is caused by there's no money to the pay. It's about the cost. It's about the government. Government's not cover to the victims for the sexual assault cases like that. So this is our issue. So this is why we show this issue in here, because as we want to give the victims like equality with other.
Okay, so I think because you have those very important information, you can also put it there because it seems like you don't get the data or you're not excluded.
You get the question?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, okay. So why we are not say the conclusions like you say before, because I think this is still our issue, so we want to make a in the future we want to governments can change the amendment like that, but because it's not, there's a gap from the government legal law in Indonesia that say that they will be cover all of the victim examination if the victims by case sexual assault cases like that. But in reality the victim there's nothing, they know nothing, they do not informations, they don't have money and like that, and they blind about that.
Okay. Just 11 second. Okay. Sisa
Thank you.
waktunya.
Sorry, it is done not only just about justice or law or money. It's about justice for human rights for victim in sexual assault.
Okay,
Thank you.
time's up. Okay, give applause for team 41 and team 15. So we got the winner for this match, and congratulations for team 15. Okay, maybe just one feedback from just one judges giving feedback for this match. We'll go first. Oh yeah.
Kita yang happy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I will say that this is also a nice debate. Yeah. And today, because I don't think yesterday we met the group 15. So this is the first time, right? So the first encounter of the judges to this topic. Okay. My first comment will be, yeah, I'm happy that each of you managed to address follow-up questions. Yeah, like yesterday is always an issue, but makin sore the debate is better and better in terms of following up the questions. Ya, jadi not necessarily happy with the first respond gitu ya. So in that point, it is very good. Tadi, when the group 41 mentioned that this is not a surveillance, this is a description of the distribution of the resistant gene, and then I expect that you will follow your response by saying, although this is quote unquote only a descriptive study that show the distribution, but this is very important step because so you don't put you still provide added value of what you are doing because it is really important, although it is descriptive, because sometimes people think descriptive is less important because you don't relate it with any health outcome questions by group 15. And about the data presentation, because you are wondering whether there is a different profile across country, because the database is a global database. So whether the distribution is different from developed and developing country, and you say yes, maybe we would like to see that also in the data display. Jadi the display is not a blend of the all countries, but you can show it as a two group, developing, develop, dan juga tadi animal, human, and environment, because the questions, they wonder whether the profile is different because human seems dominating the source of the sample. The last one is about the study from group 15. The questions most about the procedures because it is a sensitive issue and we are less familiar with the how this kind of cases is handled at the hospital base, and whether or not the procedures influence or triggers any bias in making conclusions. I think some of the issue have been addressed quite well, but some are still lack of apa namanya ya, convincing statement. Jadi grup 41 have a lot of follow up questions masih dengan isu about how this is handled in the hospital base. I think that's all, but all in all, very, very, very nice debate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Again, give applause for team 41 and team 15. You can go back to your seat and just prepare for the next match for you. Okay, so we're gonna start for the next match, match 37. Please welcome for team D0036 versus team D0001. Are you here? Okay, please take your seat. Team D001? Okay. And team D0036. All right. Maybe first. Okay. Team black versus team white, yeah? Okay. Okay, who will go first? You wanna switch or just based on the agreement? Switch? Nothing coin, I'm sorry. Yes, switch. Okay, you will go first or you will give them chance? Present first? Okay, so please prepare for the PPT for team 1 and set the timer for 3 minutes for the first round. Okay, operator? Are you ready? Okay, for team 1, please start now.
Hello, I'm Nico and I'm with Gabriela, my teammate here. We think we haven't talked enough about the most burden disease in Indonesia and especially Jakarta, its capital city. Please next slide. And it is a stroke or cerebrovascular disease. Please slide. This study aims to examine mortality trends associated with cerebrovascular disease in Jakarta across the span of 8 years, from 2016 to 2023, and further discuss the policy implication. Please slide. We conducted serial cross-sectional study using the data source of death registry of DKI Jakarta. We conducted descriptive analysis and also mortality rate analysis. Please slide. First, regarding the age group. Please slide. The median age of cerebrovascular mortality was 63 years old, lower than many cities or countries. And regarding the leading age group, the first age group leading is 60 to 69 years old, accounting for almost 30% of the cases. And the second is 50 to 59 years old, productive age, which should warrant the importance of prevention and also comprehensive management. Please slide. And we also analyzed the diagnosis group. It is interestingly based on the ICD-10 group. Please slide. The I64 or stroke unspecified coded majority, and the I64 especially peak during off hours between the midnight and until the early morning, which indicate lack of diagnostic and management capability. Please slide. And we also map spatial pattern. During the span of 8 years, the highest number of deaths was observed in East Jakarta, 27% of the cases. But please slide. When we talk about current mortality rates, take into account the population number, please slide. The highest CMR, especially in the 2023, was in Central Jakarta. In the whole DKI Jakarta, it was observed across the span of 8 years, almost two times fold of increase of CMR. And the most remarkable increase was in Seribu Island Regency. 14 folds of CMR indicates possible inequity between the rural and metropolitan part of Jakarta. Please slide. And when we take into account the age group, please slide, using the age-standardized mortality rates, we conducted segmented regression to see and observe that after the COVID-19, there was steeper and statistically significant slope, which indicate the burden caused by the COVID-19 as a disease and the strain to the health system. Please slide. So, cerebral muscularity in Jakarta rose markedly during the span of 8 years, and it is important for Jakarta to improve comprehensive cerebrovascular disease management. Please slide. We acknowledge our collaborator. Thank you very much. ACFES.
Okay, thank you for the presentation from team 1. And please set the timer for 6 minutes. And we're gonna go to the debate session. Okay, ready, operator? Okay, are you ready? Okay, and you can start now.
Okay, thank you. It's really nice presentation. Based on your title, I want to ask why you specifically use time horizon 2016 until 2023, and then why don't you use more data from previous to strengthen your result, please?
Okay, thank you very much. First, it is regarding the data availability. The Jakarta is in fact until now is the only province in Indonesia who has that registry as comprehensive as this, but they only have this since 2016. So it is not like other countries or other global city. But we try to symmetrically analyze it to 2016 until 2023 and divide it. During the COVID period starting from 2020. So about the start of the year, it is a matter of visibility, but it doesn't hinder the importance of the analysis to observe the mortality trend in Jakarta.
Okay, you mean that there's no city that have the specific kind of registry to do this study like Jakarta?
Yes.
Yes. What kind of specific registry that you meant?
Yeah, thank you. We are using that registry. That registry is used by the healthcare officials in hospital and puskesmas to produce that certificate. And Jakarta has the systems since 2016. The healthcare officials, the doctors, the nurses, is obliged to fill the ICD-10 code diagnosis based on what they think, what they analyze as the cause of death, primary cause of death, secondary cause of death, third cause of death. Yes, and the Jakarta has its system since from now it is 10 years ago, and that's how the data structure. The data structure also documented the time of death, also the basic demographic, just like age, and then origin of region, which also we use importantly in this study to analyze the difference in burden of mortality across regions.
Okay, interesting. So I want to ask about your curve. Like there's a sharp rising and falling curve. Bleed with your answer. Is there only a rate mortality that have in the registry, or there's what can I say caution uh what make the rate different with every years like that? Why you don't give an
Okay, thank you. We couldn't get the question correctly, but I will try to answer. There is a pattern like this. We conducted also segmented regression on each on each turn, but it turned out not to be statistically significant. Especially we decide 2020 to for doing segmented regression, not selecting every turn, because we want to discover pre-COVID and post-COVID. Is there any difference? We know that COVID is not only 2020. By definition, the pandemic is until 2023, and the effect to the heart surface system, which we want to discover, is even we can still observe it until now. There are research ongoing about this. So yes, that's why we only analyze the turn in 2020.
Okay, so you I think you not explain why the curve rising and falling sharply, because and why it's happened. You not include on your study, because we believe it's matter to provide better intervention to give promotive and preventive approach as you wish on your conclusion.
Thank you. Because in other turn, for example, in I think 2017 2018, there is a turn also. It is not statistically significant, so it is randomly happen. But when we do only the segmented regression only in 2020, again to divide the period, we observe there is difference between pre-COVID and post-COVID. So we included in this short 3-minute presentation that significant difference. But when we do other segmented regression to observe if there is statistically significant turn between the CMR in every year, we discover no statistically significant result.
Okay, so you just discover the rate, you only account the number, not the cause, to strengthen your conclusion. Okay, I think it's enough. Other question: do you consider if there any update system registry that might be happen during 2060 until 2020, 2023, especially because the pandemic happened during that year, that maybe can bias your data?
Thank you. That's why we should analyze and interpret that registry cautiously, because there could be multiple cause of death, including direct cause of death related to cerebrovascular mortality, cerebrovascular disease or stroke. But we found that that registry of Jakarta is not filled in disciplined manner by the healthcare officials, possibly because there are also many data, many subject not completely filled with the cause. Therefore, we do not do we do not publish that analysis based on comorbidity. I think what you mean like that, but we believe, we are convinced that this analysis based on the ICD-10 of I6 only, the cerebrovascular mortality only, is already enough to see cerebrovascular related mortality, because stroke, cerebrovascular disease, should be handled comprehensively, including...
Time's up. Okay. Give applause for team 36 and team 1. Okay, for the first round, the score 11 for team 36 and 12 for team 1. Also with 13 for team 1. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the second round. You will present. Okay, are you ready for team 36?
Yes, ready.
Okay. Please set the timer for 3 minutes. Okay, you can start now.
Good morning, everyone. Today we want to present our research titled Cost Effectiveness of Multi-Target Stool DNA-Based Screening for High-Risk Colorectal Cancer Population in Indonesia, a Markov Model Analysis. Next. Do you guys even think that is screening really matter? For CRC itself, yes, its screening declined about 50% of mortality of CRC patients. But in contrast, the compliance rate decreased over decades. Why? It's because the lower of FIT as the modality screening itself, it increased the colonoscopy demand, which is no one like to do that. So is there any alternative? Yes, there's a stool DNA test which is similarly with FIT, but have higher sensitivity with longer interval. But it's more expensive. It's more beneficial for Indonesia as a lower middle income country. So to address this issue, we want to compare the cost effectiveness of FIT, Colotech, and no screening among high-risk CRC population in Indonesia. Next. We use Markov model simulation to analyze the disease progression among 100,000 population with intervention with Colotech and comparator FIT in annually and without screening. We observation the ISR value to compare each intervention and comparator, and do also scenario analysis with 5 scenarios to evaluate our strategy under different screening intervals and also coverage level. We do uncertainty analysis, like one-way sensitivity analysis and also probabilistic sensitivity analysis. Next.
Okay, for the result, in the best case analysis, the ISR yield about 91.2 USD per colli. It's deemed being cost effective because the ISR value under willingness to pay threshold in Indonesia. And we also conduct the scenario analysis. All the scenario analysis deemed cost effective also because below the willingness to pay threshold in Indonesia. And the best case for a best scenario for this case is scenario 5. Next. And this is for one-way sensitivity analysis, both of comparator. The most variable that sensitive to the ISR value is discount rate of utility, discount rate of cost, and cost of Colotech. Next. And this is for probabilistic sensitivity analysis. That for the compare with the FIT at the willingness to pay threshold in Indonesia demonstrate 100% probability of being cost effective. And for the no screening, at weighted threshold in Indonesia demonstrate about 99.90% probability of being cost effective. Next. For the conclusion, Coltech demonstrate potential as a cost-effective in this model for colorectal cancer screening strategy for high-risk population in Indonesia with the scenario 5, which is a 5-year screening interval with 63% coverage, yield the most favorable ICER outcome. Next. Okay, that's all about our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the presentation from Team 36. So please set a timer for 6 minutes for debate session. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you can start now.
Thank you for your presentation, but I want to start with, I think, something quite critical, which basically will allow us to see if your study is usable or not, if it's relevant or not. So Coltech is a patented product, and a positive conclusion aligns with sponsor interest. So why didn't you not disclose any conflicts of interest? Because as we know, foundations of any health policy studies, conflicts of interest needs to be addressed. And what do you have to say about this?
Okay, thank you. Great question. Great point of view. Colotech itself, it's not commonly commercialized in, not commonly used in Indonesia. It's only provided by private sector right now, not by governments. So why we try to approach this kind of multi-target student? In another country, Colotech work include with their health system. Maybe not Colotech, but another multi-target student. Here I bring Colotech for represent multi-target student. Which mean because the Colotech is that we only find multi-target student that commercialized in Indonesia, so we can use the data from the cost for the probability. It's also thank you.
Thank you, but I don't think you fully answered my question about conflict of interest. So, you could have used numbers or parameters, as you mentioned. You use parameters for previous studies and local health criteria. So, how do we know if your conflict of interest is not stated? Where was the origin of the studies used? How do we know that you did not use studies that specifically benefited your models?
Okay, I see. We use some parameters in our study, which not only for Colotech, but it's also mostly commonly used for multi-target student. We do secondary literature for our parameter input like probability, sensitivity, and specificity. It's for the multi-target student in general, but not on Colotech itself. But once again, we use Colotech because it's only the multi-target student that we found that commercialized in Indonesia, so we can apply it more directly if it's more cost effectiveness. Thank you.
Again, I want to raise the issue of bias, especially with these parameters and especially with your screening analysis and your scenarios and sensitivity analysis. How do we know that the numbers that you use are not benefiting you, like not manipulated? Because there is, again, the conflict of interest, right?
Oh, okay. So this is an initial study. We only, not we only. We prove that our data, our result, cost effectiveness is really give a benefit for the Colotech itself. For the bias itself, we can go further for the real data in Indonesia. We can do a pilot study next by this result to identify there's no bias in our study.
Okay, for not you think that for not think that this is the manipulated data, we also we actually in our manuscript that we show our parameter our parameter with the reference that we got, and we found the it's the parameter in like the meta-analysis data, and then for the meta-analysis data that conduct the 95% confidence of interval. So for like that we use in the sensitivity analysis.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that this is for application maybe in
Yes.
Indonesia. So why did you use willingness to pay? Because one of the limitations that you mentioned was that it was health from healthcare payer perspective.
Yes.
So why did you use willingness to pay and not the threshold, the willingness to pay threshold, and not cost effectiveness threshold?
Yeah, why we use the willingness to pay threshold? Because it's like a standard to determine or to make a conclude about this intervention is cost effective or not in Indonesia by the by the Kementerian Kesehatan Indonesia by willingness to pay, and we use the payer's perspective because this is being our limitation. First, we cannot conduct a societal perspective because in the social perspective we also conduct like the intangible costs and direct non-medical costs. This is our limitation to collect those datas.
So doesn't willingness to pay threshold measure consumer demand? So if so, why do you ask decision makers to consider your product based on willingness to pay?
Yeah, because this is the initial research. As I mentioned before, there is not exactly real data that we do. We do secondary literature, so we do we use willingness to pay to as the as the as the as the
Yeah, this is our limitation. And then for the next study, we hope to the government use the real world data, like conduct the cost from the social perspective, and then the utility from the hospital in all Indonesia. That we hope so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Give applause for Team 36 and Team 1. So we can see on the screen. Congratulations for this match. Team 1 be the winner. Okay, congratulations. Please, just one feedback from judges.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Maybe I'll be quick. Yeah. Yeah. I like the discussion and also the presentation within the range. So I appreciate it. And yeah, since you are the winner, so I expect that your study will end up in a manuscript, right? Later, because that's the goal of this kind of tournament. But I have I cannot help myself not to comment on your spaghetti plot. Probably maybe later you can consider to revise that plot if it end up in a publication. And I also want to double down the discussion before about the segmented regressions. So I think group apa nih 36 really good in catch that point to discuss. Because in your presentations you only mentioned about segmented regressions but not about the reasons why you do that segmented regression. So I keep asking myself like why you did that, and then why what's the underlying reasons. But apparently during the discussions you mentioned about the post and pre and post COVID. I think it should be mentioned there at the very first place that why you did that. And then also my your next follow-up question maybe can consider about why you split that data instead of make it as a one variables like 0 or 1 as a x variables in a regressions like before and COVID 0 and 1. So instead of split the data, you split the samples, right? Then you lose the samples there. Sorry. But if you can consider to put another variable, the x variables, dummy variable, 0 is before the COVID, and then 1 is after the COVID. Maybe I don't know, maybe not, maybe yes. You find another finding from that. Yeah, and I like your team because this is the first time we met, so maybe my comment is more about the D1 team. I like when you build a case. So from one clarifying questions, you follow up that questions into like 3 to 4 and another questions, follow up questions. So it's not like a list of questions, but you follow up from the discussion. So that's I really appreciate it. Maybe Bu Cita wants. Oh nanti aja, oke ya udah. Yeah, so I feel that there is a rush ya ternyata ya.
Iya dong.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the bit.
Okay, thank you once again. Give applause for Team 36 and Team 1. You can go to the next round. Okay, please prepare for Team D0005 versus Team winner from match 38. Maybe we can wait for the winner from match 38. Team D005. Okay. Just take your seat first and just waiting for your opponent. Yeah, either team 17 or 41. Yeah, either team 17 or 41. Still waiting for that. So the presence of air is actually the waiter from the class. The next door. 17 versus team 15. Okay, for team 17, you can 15 or 17? 15 here and 17 here. Okay. Okay, who will go first? Maybe you can switch first or just pass on the
Minum dulu deh, minum. Minum.
Aku juga ada. Diambilin.
Kami satu tim.
Gimana? Bracketnya jalan kayak gitu.
Yes.
Yang kuningnya ya. Everything. So I think take a deep breath first. Yeah.
Iya. Oh.
Kita udah dua kali.
Pelan-pelan ya, Di. Pelan-pelan.
Okay, just take a deep breath. And then who will go first? You can switch. Okay.
Gini.
Yang poin gitu yang. I'm sorry. Ya, bisa switch aja.
Gimana?
Yang penting baru pakai. You wanna go first? Yes, you decide. You wanna go first or we'll give them. So you give them go first? Okay. So please prepare. Yes, you will be team attacker, okay? For this round. Okay, take a decision. Okay, sip. So the first presenter will be team 15. Please prepare for the PPT first, operator, and set the timer for 3 minutes. Okay, for team 15, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, for team 15, please start the timer and you can begin now.
Okay, thank you for the times. Good afternoon, judges and all. I'm Gita Arnita Sari Devi and my co-author Stefan Wahyudi. We're studying here about the underutilizations of supporting forensic examinations in sexual assault cases, implications for evidentiary completeness in medical legal documentation. Next. The introduction here is the hidden problem in sexual assault evidence often occur without the witnesses. The evidence it depends heavily on medical legal findings. However, no visible injury does not mean no assault, and the morphology alone is insufficient. Next. So in Indonesia, there is a visum et repertum as a legal bridge requires an objective confirmations and the scientific reliability. Without the supporting examination, evidence become just interpretations. And the risk here is the weak of legal certainty and reduced evidentiary strength. Next. So our study design here is the retrospective descriptive study and the location in Central Java Hospital, period on 2024 until 2025, with 28 sexual assault cases samples, and a focus on utilization of sperm detections and laboratory confirmations. And our analysis approach by the categories, and the first one is the with supporting examinations that we call a full examinations, and the other one is without that we call here is the physical examinations. And our analysis here with the proportional analysis and identification of biological evidence gap. Next. So the result here is supporting forensic examinations were found to be underutilized with a considerable proportions of cases lacking of biological confirmation, such as sperm detections and laboratory-based analysis. We can see in the table 2, just 3 from the 5 victims that get the sperm detection by the sperm examinations, and the other 23 just doing a physical examination. Next. So forensic examinations were underused with many cases lacking biological confirmation, example sperm detections and or lab analysis. And the potential yield here, sperm was detected in the 3/5 samples in a weight of 95% CI, indicates uncertainty but the highly potential to improve evidence detection. So the implication here, the sexual assault may occur without the visible injury, reliance and solely or morphology increase the risk, and inconclusive or interpretative medical legal conclusion. Next. So why this matter? Because it's a fake on the judicial accuracy, on the victim protections, and the legal certainty, and the risk here is the weak of the case's outcome, and then the misinterpretation of evidence, and the gap identify the forensic capability not equal with the forensic practice. So we need it to standardization of supporting examinations and integration into the medical legal workflow. Thank you.
Okay, give applause for team 15 for the presentation. So now we're gonna go to the debate session. Set a timer for 6 minutes first. Okay, are you ready? Okay, for debate session, we can start now.
How will you have these parameter, whether the availability of the biology evidence, whether it is available or not, like from the yeah. Korban. Victim for the victim.
Thank you for the questions. Maybe you ask our study about how the biology available standards or yeah. So here, if we say that the victim have the sexual assault cases, it's need to diagnosis by the supporting examinations, and is there is the sperm detection here. If there is no sperm detection, it cannot call the sexual assault. So the victim just came by to the hospital, but there is not strength to be diagnosed to the sexual assault. So why we are must doing the supporting examinations to strangers, the punishment for the offenders like that.
First, the patient came to a hospital, then the medical forensic must to do examination, physical examination and support examination like swab vagina and detect sperm. Then we valid about the patient is that.
Okay. So you said that about the sperm. Okay. How do you know that there is the sperm is from the people that is sex assault? Like, yeah, you know that there's a sexual Oh ya, apa sih itu namanya? Ferris. Like, how could you know that that is sexual assault between the that is by itself and take another sperm? So, is that really useful for the sperm detection? Only that.
Okay, thank you for the questions. I understand. So this is the forensic medicines. So the our like a forensic medicines. If we found the sperm detections in the victims, we blind. We can judge it's came by from this is from the offenders or just victims lying or another. But we must reporting it to the letter of the to yeah to the certificates of that can give to the police that in here we can see that we found the sperm. If they want to know who is the who is have this sperm, they will continues to detection about the samples and going to the DNA.
How will you know that there will be false negative or positive to your uh, methods to the victims?
Okay, I think it's the interesting questions. So in our study here because we are just because as a forensic medicines we must report all of them. So we cannot so we don't make it a false make interpretations like a false positive or false negative because all of the examination we must be report. And if there's one victims just doing the physical examination of one victims doing a full examinations, it can be make the offenders get another punishments like that. If there is a sperm detections get found in the one victims that have a full examinations, the offender will be have the higher punishments just like that. So because why we not doing we not conclude any example
So,
exclude sorry
so is there any alternative study for it, like the not sperm detections, like others, like we see the like the vagina or the cervix things? Like I mean, like sperm detection is not only the one thing. Yeah, I know that you're focused on the sperm detection, but there's a lot of lack of it because it can be biased for the take it.
Okay, thank you for your questions. So we need to explain again that to make someone have diagnosis is sexual assault by the police, by the justice, or by national legal law, when the victim have been get the sperm detections in the examinations. So that is called the sexual assault. If they're not found, this sperm detection is not saying we can see it sexual assault. It's just see yeah, and another examinations we can doing we when we do not found this sperm examination we can doing another like a laboratory examinations for infections or the other that infections can introduce the past about the sexual assaults before or another than.
So okay, how about the time of the sperm can sustain in the vagina, as we have known that the sperm not sustain, like I forget about the time that there's a time that it will be stay or not. So if the people who doesn't have the sperm, like yeah, I don't know that if we have the sperm in the vagina it will be detect, but how about the time, is it could be the sexual assault or not if you only use the sperm detection?
The sample can we detect in victims sexual assault is the type until 72 hours and after the incident sexual assault.
So I edited a little bit. So when the sample is more than 22 hours, we cannot find the sperm detect. It's okay. We just report it. Because in chronologies, there a story. Because the accident is more than 3 days or the accident is 1 week ago and it's equal with the supporting examination that we found there is no sperm like that.
So your
Time's
data.
up. Okay, give applause for team 15 and team 17. So we can see the score now. 6 for team 17 and 10 for team 15. Okay, we're gonna start to the second round.
Okay.
It is yours. Okay, for team 17, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Using this.
Maybe you can say next. to the
Oh,
operator.
so it is not connected.
Yeah, connect, but just.
Okay.
Okay, so for team 17, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, you can start now.
Okay, so this is the presentations of subtype specific SASP signature as therapeutic caps in epithelial ovarian cancer. So next. So ovarian cancer, the type of epithelial ovarian cancer, the silent killer, and it's among postmenopausal women. So is it correlated with the age? Let we know it. Okay, there are subtype of ovarian cancer, HGSC, CCC, MC, and AC, which has a different therapeutical ways. Oh, next. Okay, next. So let's talk about the senescent cells. Senescent cells, next. Sorry. Okay, the senescent cells which produce SASP, which contains chemokines, inflammation, and others, so they can attract and modify the microenvironment. So next, so these are our flows, and next, these are our methods. We like to highlight the inclusion that we only use the stage 3 subtype AOC, and we input the data from proteomics. All right, next. So this is our flow. We first processing data process analysis and visualize by volcanopower, MCA, PCA, and HCA. Next.
So this is the visualization. The first one is the sparse PCA. We can tell that the larger circle is the older group and the smaller one is the younger one. And we can see that they're overlapping, having similar features. But also we can see that it is broader in the older one, which is it's more in variation. And if we see it is significant because we have also the test from the eigenvalue that says that it is significant between this overlapping and the patterns. Next. This is also the MCA that shows overlapping as well between the older younger. And then this is the volcano map. We actually, I'm sorry for the protein that cannot be seen. So there's a significant upregulation or down regulation. And we discovered these new proteins that is related to the SAS or the aging. Yeah, so we discovered a new one that is not listed from the reference that we use in from the literature. And this is for the heat map for better visualization of the expression. Yeah. Yes. So this is you can see that the reddish area versus the blue one, which is the reddish, which means the upregulated, and it's diverge in type of its group, age group, and then in different histotypes as well show variability. And this is what we analyze. Actually, we use the Lima, and then from that the volcano map, we actually use the protein that is significant found in different histotypes into the heat map. So therefore, we can see the variability and the potential and the unique patterns from each group. So the conclusion is yes, there's a unique pattern of the SAS protein related that we also newly discovered, and this is the potential for the therapeutic.
Time's up. Okay, give applause for team 17 for the presentation. Please set the timer for 6 minutes for debate session. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you can start now.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask a question. How about the ethical research by using multi omic? Thank you.
So this is actually the ethics is already confirmed because this is the database from the massive, which is it's already collected in Sweden, Gothenburg. This is the samples from there. Yes, yeah. So yeah, it's already ethical. There's it's already from the database, the massive. Yeah.
Thank you. I think your research based on Sweden source, right? How about it apply in Indonesia?
So we actually use this data set because it is available, and we utilize these data sets, so therefore we can see and investigate whether how is this aging and the AOCs will have this.
Okay, I would like to highlight about the database. It's like a secondary data. So if they collected from the research, one of the research is like 20% at 2024 of the 100. It's like a the characteristics is the same, so it will be the representative of the people, amount of people, like the genetics and the proteomics that we use. So from the research, so we can conclude that it will be represent our chance.
Okay, let me ask you again. How did you control about the confounding variables such as a tumor stage, treatment history, or another genetic background?
Okay, so this is from the database, and the stage that we use is for the more homogeneous. We use the stage 3 across all the subtypes, and then it is also in the treatment. It's actually already collected of the from the patients before in diagnostic. So yes, it's from but before the treatment is done.
Okay.
That's only just the database that has been validated and has been validated. After we input it, we filter, and after we filter, we normalize the data, so there's no bias of it.
Okay, but how about the you evaluated the reader, then the identify the signature, the correlation about the with the patient survival, or about the clinical outcomes?
We expect that in this finding from the unique pattern, because in different, we actually treat the EOC based on these histotypes. But now we see in the proteomic level where they're actually variable, especially we see that the pattern between the older group and the younger group. And we expect that this will be the, we can have this refinement of the treatment plan of the EOC.
Let me ask again. So, in the future, how about your plans to grow up this study to make in Indonesia can apply this your study here?
Okay, first of all, I would like to explain how the treatment of the ovarian cancer, the treatment of ovarian cancer is depend on the EOC like the histological. So, okay, EOC. So EOC like HGSC, CCC, MC, and EC has a different type of therapy. So we would like to know that the targeted therapy based on the protein. So that's what we want about the protein. After we found the protein, so we can know the targeted protein.
Okay.
And then this is also from, because it's globally from international, we can actually make, we can enhance how the treatment plan, and then we of course can make it into Indonesia if this is actually already well established or future investigated later.
Okay. So how can you ensure your quality on your secondary data? Because you say that before you using the primary data and secondary data. How about that?
Well, the secondary data, we choose it because it's also one of the reliable source, since actually the AOC is quite rarely studied. So we choose this data set as our start in knowing the potential.
The last one maybe if no SESP protein you cannot found just like that. So you not reach significant. Okay, if your ASSP protein reach a significant, so how you justify a biological or clinical relevance?
So I would like to clarify that it's not SAAP not found. No, we didn't find the SASP signature. There's a difference between SAAP and SASP signature. We found some of SASP protein, but not found as SASP signatures. So what is the implications for the future for the clinically? I would like to give you an example like EGF, insulin growth factor, which mean the proteomics. We would like to know how's the gene expressions from the transcriptomic also. So the proteomics transcriptomic of our study is related. So it will be like a harmony of it, and we can use as a targeted therapy. Like
Okay, so you said that before is it can be applied with the same protein just like insulin and another one. So if we doing your study here in Indonesia, how must been maybe how about the in the future need how years, when years can you expect it will be applied?
Of course, we expect that in Indonesia as well, that we have to actively collected samples like proteomic, transcriptomic. Actually, it's in innovations right now. So yeah, we encourage that proteomic sample collections and transcriptomic. So therefore, we can actually personalize it again in Indonesia, not just in other country.
Okay. Uh, maybe this is needs a research about how time we could be applied this about this research, because yeah, we are not a dukun, so we don't know that it could be like a 10 years later or 5 years later, but it must be 2045, like the um Indonesia generasi emas that will be happen.
Okay.
Okay, just that.
Enough.
Time's up. Okay, give applause for Team 15 and Team 17. And now you can look on the screen. Congratulations for Team 15. Win this match. Okay, before we go, please stay here. Just one comment from
Really appreciate the debate. I think what I saw in both teams, they aim for team 15, you attack their validity of the data and their legal stance. But for team 17, you attack their applicability of Indonesia. So I think like maybe hone on the validity of the data, because like you hone on the data and uh don't um don't focus on only sperm, because I think I saw you asked a lot of sperm, but the your opponent already answered. So maybe I take from another perspective, if you cannot see that okay they already answered, so uh adapt to their answer, maybe follow up. But I think you already have a great team for attacking the team number 17. And for team 15, I think about the applicability. Also, you asked about the applicability, right? Uh, maybe ask also about the other thing, like I think the it's a great question you asked about the how you control the treatment, and how do you uh how it's apply. I like the answer when you also give example of IGF or diabetes, because not everyone understand about the ASAP. Yeah, maybe give an example so we as the people who are spectators understand that you make a point. Give example, because like it's a very apa ya namanya, abstract. So give a real example for us as the lay people to understand your points, because you have many strong points for your research. So that's my only input. Thank you.
Okay, just that. Okay, congratulations for Team 15 and Team 17. You can go back to your seat. Maybe we can take rest before we go to the next match. Oh, you wanna add? and team 15 for the next match.
Oh, you want to be more contender today? Wow.
So Panu will match with them. Team 15 actually. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, just please prepare. Oh yes. 5 minutes enough? Go to the toilet first? Okay.
You have to make it more clear that when you are showing your work, you have to make it more clear why this is important. So you need to make your clear statement that we're doing this, new drug discovery using the fact that and one of the innovations is making sure that you are putting together uh, multiple ways of validating your finding, right? So you did this initial search, you find it, then so you're testing the different steps. Like first, is it safe? So you have that assessment. This is safe. We believe this is safe, and then you're looking to see how does it really perform in the molecular docking compared to other drugs. You're saying, oh, it looks good also, right? So it's showing that right, and then and then saying in vitro, your in vitro assessment also showing it. So this is a promising candidate. We've discovered these two as promising candidates from plant compound plants in Indonesia, and also further testing is necessary. But this is your innovation is developing this sort of this drug identification pipeline using open source tools, right? These are open source tools, yeah. So and showing that this is already showing some uh, discovery. So I think I think emphasizing that's very important. So the flaws in the work, of course, that someone might say, something like kind of what they said before, like, oh, is this really valid? It's your titration is for a small range, so you have to be prepared to defend that and say, well, yes, okay, maybe you're saying titration is a small range, but you can definitely see there is an effect if the drug is present or not. And we have the positive and negative controls, and it compares favorably at the highest concentration. It compares favorably to the existing drug. Yeah. So I think that's uh, these would be the main things. But you made notes on the previous challenges to you, right? In the previous one, so you were able to address anything that was difficult to address. So from the previous map that you had, what were some of the questions that you think you were not able to answer?
AI used in there, like over exaggerating the AI in general. So,
I see. Oh, I see. Right. So you have to make it clear, no, we did not develop this AI. We are applying multiple AI tools. So your innovation is applying these multiple AI tools and getting the cross validation between them. And then further verifying it by doing the actual in vitro experiment.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like very clearly, yeah, in order to make them understand.
Yeah.
It's very complicated.
That's right. Yeah. So one of the things, yeah, good. And other criticism from the board. The other thing that was difficult to answer.
Yeah, but it's like
Good luck. Okay. Yeah. One thing is it to be aware of. I mean, I'll talk to the whole team about this. So in the tournament, in the competition itself, the judges can give some comments, but they should not say anything that helps another team against them. You know what I mean? Because it's the tournament, right? So it's a public thing. So when the judges are giving feedback to criticism one or the other team use that as information. So that's why usually in these we tell the judges if you want to give some suggestions, general suggestions for improvement, but don't mention anything that anyone could use face that team in the next round. You know what I'm saying? Maybe after this match, we want to like or give them some suggestions before we go to the semifinal and the final. Sure. Okay, because we have a break for that. Okay, you have a break for that. Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because otherwise you understand it's like it kind of makes it it's up to the other team to be the other team and their sensei to be preparing the team. So when the judges are giving advice to one or the other in a public setting, it's not really fair, right? Yeah, for this game. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Okay, you guys ready? Good luck.
Okay, take a deep breath first.
Oh yeah.
I just want to make so
You wanna?
yes, yes. In the audience, of course, we realize it's very exciting and a lot of interesting things happen in the match, and we want to, talk to the person who's next to us, saying, "Oh, that was really exciting. That was interesting what they said." But please, in those conversations, please keep your voices soft a little bit because if I can hear you here, and I'm so old, my hearing's bad. If I can hear you here, that means they can also hear you here, and it's a distraction for them. So please support them in having the best competition possible with no distraction. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Pak Anu. And we can start for this match. Are you ready? Okay, so who will go first to be the presenter? You wanna switch first? Okay, so you decide you will go first. Okay, please prepare for team 15 for the 3-minute slide and set a timer for 3 minutes for the first round. Okay, operator ready? Set a timer for 3 minutes. Okay, for team 15, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you can start now.
Okay, thank you all. I'm Gita Arnitasari and my co-author Stefan Wahyudi. We will bring the study here under utilizations of supporting forensic examinations in sexual assault cases, implications for evidentiary completeness in medical legal documentation. Next. Introductions. So the hidden problem in the sexual assault evidence often occur without the witnesses. The evidence depends heavily on the medical legal findings. However, no visible injury does not mean no assault, and the morphology alone is insufficient. Next. In Indonesia, there is a visum et repertum as a legal bridge that required objective confirmation and the scientific reliability. So without the supporting examinations, evidence just become interpretative. And the risk here is the weak of legal certainty and reduced evidentiary strength. Next. Our study design is retrospective descriptive study in a location in Central Java Hospital in a period in 2024 until 2025, and with the 28 sexual assault cases sample and a focus on utilization of the sperm detections and laboratory confirmations. Our analytical approach by the categories by the two. The first one is the with supporting examination that we call is full examinations, and another one is the without the supporting examination that we call just physical examinations. We analyze this by the proportional analysis and identification of biological evidence gaps. Next. So the result here is the supporting forensic examinations were found to be underutilized with a considerable proportion of cases lacking biological confirmations, such as sperm detections or laboratory-based analysis. And you can see in a table 2, this is just only 3 from the 5 victims that get the sperm detections from the sperm examinations, and the other 23 just only doing the physical examination. Next. So the forensic examinations were underused with many cases lacking biological confirmation, example sperm detections or laboratory analysis, and the potential yield here, the sperm was detected in 3/5 samples, while the 95% CI and indicates uncertainty but the highly potential to improve evidence detections. So the evidentiary gap here, the medical legal documentations frequently relied on morphological finding regardless in sense or absence, lack of confirmatory testing, limit objective substantiations. So the implication, sexual assaults may occur without the visible injury, reliance solely on morphology increase, the risks or the conclusive and or interpretation medical legal conclusion. Next. So why does it matter? Because it affects judicial accuracy, victim protections, legal certainty, and risks weak case outcome and misinterpretation of evidence. So the gap identifies that forensic capability does not equal with the forensic practice. So we need the standardization of supporting examination. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your presentation from Team 15. Give applause for Team 15. Okay, now set a timer please for 6 minutes for the debate session.
Okay.
Okay, not yet. Are you ready, both of you? Okay, you can start now.
Okay. We have a question. With only 28 cases, how do you distinguish a real person from the random variation in
Okay.
your data?
Okay, thank you for your question. So how we just like by the random data how we analyze or anything just like that. So from 28 victims that come to the hospital, we doing the examinations and we record what the type of examinations that they get. And after that, from the 28 data, we calculate the just 5 doing the full examinations, and after the 5 full examinations, we we find again just 3 get the sperm detections. After that, we calculated that there is 60% of the 5 samples that doing the full examinations. It's mean just 60% have sperm detecting. So it's the bigger number to represent that if the victim doing more examinations, we can find more big number of them. So why is issue is show? Because we need to know that in Indonesia it's hidden. It's just be a hidden cases.
So you present a proportional in there, right? So why did you present the proportional finding without confidence interval?
Okay, so we're doing a professional findings by doing the with the confident intervals to get the evidence of our data. So we need to interpret the confident interval here. It may be quite wide, but it's okay because it's quite wide of our confident interval can interpret another issue. So why just like that if we see the confident interval is quite wide and just found 3 sample from the 5 victims during the full examinations, it is mean we have 85% that victim have no right there because the offender can get punishment cannot get punishment just like that.
I think based on what your answer is not still eligible for me.
Okay.
So I will move to the next
Okay.
question. How did you handle the missing data?
Okay. Thank you for your questions. I think I have so in our study we don't have exclude anything. So there's no missing data. Why we can say that, and why we confident with that? Because every time, every victims come to the hospitals will be examined and reported, and there's no exclude data here. And after they reported here, we send to the police, and after that the police will be continue the legal policy and another one. So we can there is no missing data, I see.
So I have another question based what your answer. Did you validate the medical legal record data that against the laboratory record? Did you validate that?
Thank for the question. So I think the validates about the laboratory data to the medical legal record is validated because after just by doing the sperm detections, right, in all of the legal legal code in Indonesians that that's talking about the sexual assault, it's okay just by we detect the sperm, it's mean it's sexual assault cases, it's fine just by doing the simple examinations by sperm detections. But if they want to move to if they want to get more get sorry if they want have more real data like who is have this sperm, they need to DNA.
Um, okay, I follow the question maybe. So did you know about the national standard or international standard to decide the expected rate of supporting this forensic examinator, examination? Sorry.
In the Indonesian legal court, the forensic medicine have to do a physical examination and support examination to detect the sperm. In Indonesian legal, like in human rights and criminal of the sexual assault, is the claim the forensic must to do examination like physical and super examination, and government can claim the fee for the examination, and victim don't think about the money about the for fee the in Indonesia the for the paid clinic.
Okay, I will edit a little bit. So in legal law in Indonesia, the number of 12 and in 2022, and another one is in the law in 39 in 2022, just saying that if government must be cover all of the examinations of the sexual assault cases.
So based what your answer, do you think this data you could explain the integrity of this data?
Uh, I think the integrity of our data. So we are research about the maybe a small samples, but with the small samples can impact another one a bigger the bigger interpretation. So is it integrating? Why? Because it represents how this gap in the legal law, the gap on the practice in the hospital is not equal just like that. So it's integrating. And if you ask our study about how about this data maybe a strength or another one, I think it can be strength because we are want to grow the more than what we want to develop our data more like that in the future.
Okay, time's up. Okay, thank you. Give applause for team 5 and team 15. So for now, the score you can look on the screen. 10 for team 5 and 7 for team 15. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the next round. Please prepare for 2-minute slide, and then are you ready for team 5?
Yeah.
Okay, you can start now.
Okay, due to the limitation of the time, maybe next slide. You have already known the title, right? So I would like you to share the same perspective as us. If imagine if you have a large garden filled with many different plants in there, so you could see the plant with the beneficial one, the toxic one, and the others already well known or not. And as a scientist, um, in the hospital, there are many cases or many patients are more and more suffering from the MDR from the pneumonia caused by MDR Klebsiella. So in the recent technology, we just want to contribute to find the solution for this, and we want do the multiple ways to finding the candidates. So we're using the artificial intelligence to accelerate the screening or narrow our search. But the question is, can we use AI to help discover the new drugs candidate from the natural compound to fight the MDR Klebsiella pneumonia? Next. So we do not conduct the research by testing just a random plant in wet lab, but we do the dry lab and a stepwise drug discovery pipeline. First one, we do the screening from the ADMET 2.0, screening the compound. We also use the AlphaFold. This is a Nobel winner, if you know. And we also do the molecular docking and molecular dynamics. For the laboratory validation, we also conduct the MIC test and MBC test. Next, from the result that we have conduct in our research, and we could find the multi ways narrow our search from the molecular docking fields for the molecular docking to the interaction and also the molecular dynamics. We conclude we have two favorable candidates like the liquirtigenin and also eupatorin. Next. So we have the 238 ligands compound, then we screen into the two ligand compounds that is the most preferable for the SIT binding, and we also conduct the MIC test, and that result in 100 ppm, 1000 ppm. I mean, the it show the reduce in microbial activity. Okay, so based on our research, the conclusion is we need further optimization and also other combination strategies to optimize this result. And we also find the
Time's
candidates.
up. Okay, thank you for the presentation from Team 5. And please set a timer for 6 minutes for debate session. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can start now.
Okay, thank you for your presentations. I will be asked that you use AI driven, right? So how can you in the future? How about the error of the AI one day?
Okay, thank you for your question. So the AI is very strong and yeah.
Okay. We use AI. It's not mean we do not validate the data. AI means in this research is basically computational methods. So we try the multiple ways to screening our data based on the validate database that you could share the database also. So like we do the RMSD from the molecular dynamics and also the docking to select it the best candidates, and also we conduct the MMPBSA to screen the candidates in here. So there are multiple ways to prove our concept of AI.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask, what AI model did you use, and what is valid data? Thank you.
The AI we use is ADMET, called ADMET Lab 2.0. So ADMET is mean that we use scoring system based on absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, and toxicity of the compounds. So they have a scoring system that can compare the inputs with the database. So I think that's the pipeline that being used by the AI.
So we also try to validate this model, and this model have a weakness also. They can um, they can validate the non biocompounds or the non bioactive that is not in their database. So basically, they're just validating the one with that's already validated. So that we decrease the bias of this study.
Okay, I will continue two questions. Isn't it possible that your results reflect the computational bias rather than biological evidence efficiency?
Yeah, okay. So to further question that, we also analyze in vitro analysis via MIC and MBC testing. MIC is minimum inhibitory concentration testing. So we use many kinds of the titration of the compounds from 1000 ppm until 3.9 ppm. We also do MBC testing that we test the bacteria in the agar plates. If in MIC the bacterium is dead, then it's also validated in MBC test. They are also dead. Like that.
Okay, thank you. I'm a little bit confused. If you put false data, it just make another data false or what? And you will start from zero again or what? And is it efficient?
No, if we use the false data, I think I'm not clearly say to you. The data in the database is already validated. So we selecting the validated candidate to screen to narrow our search. So we don't use the false data in there. The false data that I say before is just how the models can be true or correct the models based on um, the other research that conduct the same as us. They validate the data is the same in the in silico methods like that.
Okay, thank you. Maybe my question make you a little bit confused. I think I want to ask about if there is a human error before you drive in the AI. So what you do?
That's why we use a stepwise pipeline in here. We decrease the human error in there by using the machine learning. That's why we also verified and validate twice or third in our search. That's why if you look again from the 238, we validate that data and we narrowed our search into the two ligand compounds. Maybe my
So after using AI analysis, we also do docking and dynamics. So docking means that there is an interaction between the ligand and the protein target. So we can see how many interaction of maybe hydrogen, hydrophobic, or van der Waals activity that occurring in the system. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So have you been compared when the data is analyzed by driven by AI and the data is analyzed driven by human? Where's more evident? Sorry,
the evidence
efficient.
is
Sorry.
lies in the database of the AI. So there is a data. So there is a research that been worked by many scientists. They collect them. So there is a molecular compound that have a scoring system. So they score the what kind of molecules that already have been drugs in the public. So they score every compound of the molecule, and then they put scoring on that, and then match with our candidates.
I understand. Sorry, I may be a little bit false say that efficiency, I think. Where is more efficient? Have you compared
Okay.
the human with the AI?
Yeah. So
then how about
efficiency, you need to do in vitro analysis. So it's depend on how down process system that we do.
So yeah. So why we in our conclusion we suggest we need to the other strategies to combine the antimicrobiotic because in this study we target the SIT and is make the bacteriostatic condition. So if we want to make the bactericidal or the others condition, we still need the combination strategies, or maybe we could add like nanoparticle delivery to make this research more efficient.
Okay. Okay, that's all for this match. So you can look the screen. Please welcome our winner for this match, Team 15. Okay, thank you for this match. You can stay here. Just one feedback from Bu Ade.
Oh yeah.
General feedback. Last minute. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the debate. What I can notice from the discussions, the questions for the 15, mostly about the low number of sample because you only have 28. So whether or not it is considered valid, given the very wide CI, and you mentioned that actually the wide CI is okay, but with no clear justification. Why do you think it is okay? And also, there is my new observation is when you try to question the small sample size, and you think that the answer given by group 15 is have a lack of the point, and then you stop questioning. You say that I think my question is not well addressed, but I think I will move to the next questions. That's also okay in the debate because you want to use the time available for you to confirm other issue. Yeah, that's a good approach. And the other things is for the group 05, main question is mostly about the validations because you will be using AI. So what is the validity? That is the main question coming from group 15. And I understand that you try to give several layer of how to use quality assurance, but I think that should be enough. Yeah. But maybe you can say it in a more structured way. For example, to minimize human error, ini validationnya mesin error because that's how you question ya, human error, mesin error, whether it will be more into computational than biological. And the last question is very good. You ask whether AI will be more efficient compared to if this all the model done by human. If it is efficient, maybe it's good to go. But if it is less, maybe you should reconsider rely on AI. So that's a very good point coming from the 015. Yeah, congratulations to everyone. I think a good debate and a good study. Thank you.
Okay, thank you again. Give applause for Team 5 and Team 15. So that's concludes our match for match 40, and we're gonna waiting for match 42 before we start the semi-final and grand final in this room. So you can take a break first for that. Okay.